Hey guys, it's Magnum Assassin, back at it again with another deck build. This time it's going to be Blitz. So, as you can see right there, it's going to be Benji the Piercing Wind. Going to do another ninja deck for you, and let's just get into it, shall we? So, with the items, I'm just going to show you. I have Gnome Gloves. It defends for nothing. It's there for Arcane Barrier. Then I have Snapdragon Scalers. Attack reaction, destroy Snapdragon Scalers. Target attack action card with cost 1 or less gains go again. And it defends for 0. Then my next pair of legs would be Breeze Rider Boots. When a ninja attack action card you control hits, you may destroy Breeze Rider Boots. If you do, attack action cards with combo gain go again this turn, battle worn, and it defends for 1. Then Hope Merchant's Hood. Instant. Destroy Hope Merchant's Hood. Shuffle any number of cards from your hand into your deck, then draw that many cards. It guards for 0, by the way. Another pair of legs that I have are Norrune Boots. They're there for the Arcane Barrier 1, and it shields for nothing. Then, one of my weapons that I have is the Zephyr Needle. It, I believe, is the right side. And it comes in for 2. It's once per turn action, cost 1, attack, go again, and if Zephyr Needle is defended by a card with defense greater than Zephyr Needle's attack, destroy Zephyr Needle when combat chain ends. So, if they, during the defense step, defend with a card that is 2, then it's not going to get destroyed. If they defend with, a card for 2, then either defend during defense step for 3 or go into defense reaction timing for 3, it's still not going to get destroyed because it states by a card. So that's always good to note. But if they do skip defense reaction or defense timing going into defense reaction, and then they do block with a 3 when it's only at 2, it will get destroyed at that point. So to be safe, you better put a, attack reaction on it. So for the second weapon, I have a Harmonized Kadachi. It comes in for 1, and then once per turn action, cost 1, and attack. If you have a card in your pitch zone with cost 0, Harmonized Kadachi gains go again. And then my other item, because I have 3, is Zephyr Needle, and it's the left side. So it's the same thing as the right one, just on the left. Then I have Masculine Momentum. Like in my previous video, I stated it's not really needed, because me personally, I use it, but I just use it for defending for most of the time. Its once per turn effect is when an attack action card you control is the 3rd or higher chain link in a row to hit, you get to draw a card. It has Blade Break, and it guards for 2. Then, Find All Spring Tunic. At the start of your turn, if Spring Tunic has less than 3 energy counters, you may put an energy counter on it. Instant. Remove 3 energy counters to gain 1 resource. It has Blade Break and it defends for 1. And then the final item, or equipment in this case, is my arm piece, which is Breaking Scales. Attack reaction, destroy Breaking Scales, target attack action card with combo gains +1. It has Battle Worn, and it guards for 1. So we'll move these over here. And as you saw, I have a Zen State token, which Zen State enters the area with Zen State enters the arena with 1 balance counter on it. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Zen State unless you remove a balance counter from it. Whenever your hero would be dealt damage, prevent 1 damage that source would deal. So this is really good against Rune Blade, because each rune chant token sends out just 1. So getting into the deck with Benji the Piercing Wind. His health starts out at 17, so it's less than most. His intellect is still 4 though. An attack action card you control with 2 or less cannot be defended by cards from hand. Once per turn effect. When an attack action card you control hits, your next attack this turn gains +1. So with this, even when you're attacking with the 2 or less, attacks, the only way they can defend is with their equipment or with something in arsenal, which has to be defense reaction. So it helps out, and giving that next attack the +1. So what I like to do is, for the most part, I'd like to Kodachi, play a card in between it for 2 or less. For the most part, they're not going to, if it's a 1 attack, they're not going to defend for that. And at most, if it's 2 and they're going to defend for it, most of the time, I'm just either going to break the scales for a combo piece or do a Razor Reflex on it so it gains that plus. So it hits. And then you come in with Needle, and at that point, Needle gets that +1, so it's 3 instead of 2. And most cards guard for 3. So, start things off, I run 1 Chain of Imminence, cost 0, has Go Again, and when Chain of Imminence enters the arena, name a card. The named card cannot be pitched, played, or used to defend while Chain of Imminence is in the arena. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Chains of Imminence. It defends for 2. So, like for warriors, if you're down to like 1-2 lives and you haven't seen many of their Steelblade shunts, play this, call that. At that point, attack with Kodachi, attack with Needle. They can't kill you. I love it. So this right here, Potion of Strength, cost 0, pitches for 3. Action, destroy Potion of Strength. Your next attack this turn gains +2. Go again. With this, it was just a tech that I threw in here, and it actually works pretty well. So I play this like my first turn if I have it in my hand, or as a last card, and then that next turn I do Kodachi, any attack action, break this, Needle. Or at worst possibility, if I know that they're going to guard that attack action card, I break it, give it to that attack action card so I can get the Needle to 3. Life for Life. Costs 1, pitches for 3. It attacks for 2 and shields for 2. If Life for Life hits, I gain 1 life. When I play Life for Life, if I have less life than mine, then an opposing hero, it gains Go Again. So this is always good to use, because since you're Benji and they can't guard from hand, if they don't have any equipment to guard with, or their arsenal is empty, this is going to hit regardless. You're going to gain that +1. And because you start out at 17, you're going to just go up to 18. But because when you played it, you were at 17, you're going to gain Go Again regardless. It's amazing. Then I have 2 red Plunder runs. It's a cost of 0. The next time an attack action card I control hits this turn, draw a card. If Plunder Run was played from Arsenal, the next attack action card you play this turn gains +3, and it has Go Again. You're guarding for 2. This is also a good card. I love it. I also have 1 blue in there, just because, you know, pitch value for 3. It also helps me with the draw. So, and if someone wants to be a butt and try to guard one of my attacks that are attacking for 1, I can play that from Arsenal and give it, oh hey, guess what? It's going to get that extra +1. So it's always fun. Now, getting into my attack actions, I have 2 flying kicks. They cost 2. It comes in for 5 and guards for 3. It is a ninja attack action, and it states if Flying Kick is played as Chain Link 3 or higher, it gains +2. So it will come in as 7. I play 2 Scour the Battlescape. It costs 0, pitches for 3. You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw a card. If Scour the Battlescape is played from Arsenal, it gains Go Again. And blue attacks for 1, shields for 2. Then I run 2 yellow Crane Dances. It comes in for 2, guards for 3. It costs 0. Its ability is combo. If Soul Beast Strike was the last attack this combat chain, this card gains +1, Go Again, and it can't be defended by attack action cards with base attack greater than the number of chain links I control. Then I also run 2 blue Crane Dance. Same effect. Costs 0, guards for 3, but it only hits for 1. Then this is one of the 2 options you can go for the Soul Beast Strike line, aka Crane Dance line. Herons Flight. It costs 0. It costs 0 and attacks for 3, guards for 3. Its ability states if Crane Dance was the last attack this combat chain, Herons Flight gains +2 and you choose attack action or non-attack action. Herons Flight can only defend by cards of the chosen type. So if if you're going up against Wizard, the best bet for you to do would be attack action, because they have to defend with attack actions at that point. Since Wizard is mostly non-attack action cards, it hurts them. The other side of the spectrum for Crane Dance line is called Fine Center, and I played 2 of them. It's a cost of 0, pitches for 3. It comes in for 2 damage, shields for 3, and it states, if Crane Dance was the last attack this combat chain, Fine Center can't be defended by cards with cost less than the number of chain links I control. And it gains, if it hits, I create a Zen state. And if you remember in the beginning, that was the Zen state token. So it helps a lot against Rune Bleed. I run 2 blue, Scar for a Scar. It's a cost of 0, defense for 2, hits for 2, and when I play Scar for a Scar, if I have less life than my opponent, it gains Go Again. So as long as I'm taking damage and or, starting off the game with 2 Scar for a Scar in hand, for the most part, both of them are going to gain Go Again. Then I have 2 red Torrent of Tempos. It costs 1, comes in for 5, defense for 3. If Torrent of Tempo hits, it gains Go Again. Then I run 2 yellow Torrent of Tempos. Costs 1, attacks for 4, and defense for 3. Same ability. If it hits, it gains Go Again. So it's nothing guaranteed, but if it hits, it gains that Go Again. Then I run 2 Rushing River yellow. It costs 0, combo. If Torrent of Tempo was the last attack this combat chain, Rushing River gains +1, Go Again. And if it hits, draw X cards, then put X cards from your hand on top of your deck. If in any order, where X is the number of attacks that have hit this combat chain. So if, let's say 4 have hit, you get to look at that top 4. You potentially get to set up your next 4 cards that you're going to be drawing, however you want to draw them. And that's important for the last part of this combo line. So we also run 2 blue Rushing River. Same thing, it costs 0, same effect, defense for 3, but it only attacks for 1. This is the part where I'm saying Rushing River helps out. Flood of Force. I only play 1, because I only have 1 at this time. It costs 0. It attacks for 1, defense for 3. It states, combo, if Rushing River or Flood of Force was the last attack this combat chain, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a card with combo, put it into your hand, then Flood of Force gains +3 and Go Again. So it will come in for 4 and you gain Go Again, and you have now a combo card in your hand. So with Rushing River, hey, 4 attacks hit, I get to look at the top 4 cards of my deck. If I have 1 card in hand at that point, I get 1 card, put it into my hand. There's that 1 card. Now let's put that 4 back. Cool. Now you have set it up to the point that you're going to play this. You definitely know that there's a combo piece there. So you can show it. It adds to your hand. You get the +3 and you gain the Go Again. Now you get to play that combo piece. If it is a Flood of Force, you're going to do that effect again. So it works out. My next attack action is called Snatch. Costs 0, comes in for 2, defends for 2. If Snatch hits, I draw the card. So with this, just like most cards, because of Benji, it should hit. If it does, and I'm using the Snapdragon Scalers, I can give it go again. Even at most, it doesn't, you know, I'm not running those, I can do Razor Reflex, give it go again. I run 2 Head Jet Blues, costs 0, defends for 2, comes in for 1, but it has go again, so that's always a plus. Salt the Wound. I play 2 of those. It costs 0, defends for 3, comes in for 2, but for every attack that hit the during this combat chain, it gains +1. So it could go up to like 6, maybe more. Now my attack reactions. I play 2 Lunging Press. It costs 0, defense for 2, but target attack action cards gain +1. That is important that you realize that. It says attack action cards. So you cannot use this on your weapon. And then I run 2 red and 2 yellow Razor Reflexes. Both are costing of 1, both defend for 2. The red, you're going to gain 3 points of attack, the yellow, 2. And with both of them, their effects state, target sword or dagger weapon attack gains +3. Target attack action card with cost 1 or less gains 3. If it hits this attack, it gains go again. And then for yellow, it's the +2. So this works with ninja, it works with warrior, it works, I didn't think about it, but it works with Runeblade. They have sword. So it's pretty good. That was my deck. I personally built it my way. And I feel like that's the best way to build any deck. Yeah, you can take, you know, suggestions from everywhere. But when you build a deck that is yours, you feel more confident in it. It's just a fun deck to play. You can go wide, you can go tall. Either one works. But it seems like the wide build with just 2s is better. And as you saw, I don't run any defense reactions. And the reason for that is, and I was talking to House of Mysteria about this actually. The only real reason a defense reaction would come up is because of Brute or because of Warrior. Anything else, you don't really worry about. So, other than that, the deck has just been fun to play, fun to build, and all around a great deck. So I'm hoping that more people are going to start building Benji so I can test it against other Benji decks and see how they're doing. in the comments down below, let me know what Blitz decks you guys are building. What Blitz decks do you guys like the most? And if you thought this video was cool, or you learned anything new about it, about Benji, or about this game in general, like, comment, and if you could, share with your friends the video. So, Magnum Assassin fading away.